Have you ever noticed how quickly comparison sneaks in? You open social media for just a few minutes, and suddenly you feel worse about your body, your life, your career, or your relationships. You see someone who looks confident, successful, admired, and before you even realize what's happening, that familiar tight feeling shows up in your chest. That feeling has a name, and most of us don't like admitting we feel it. It's jealousy. Now, jealousy tends to get a bad reputation. We usually think of it as petty, toxic, or immature, something we should rise above, something that makes us feel ashamed. And when we're fused with jealousy, it can feel ugly. It can show up as resentment, competition, bitterness, or that quiet voice that says, "I'll never be like that." So we either judge ourselves for having the feeling or we push it away and pretend we don't care. But what if jealousy isn't the problem? What if jealousy is actually trying to tell you something important? What if instead of being a flaw in your character, jealousy is a signal, a messenger pointing you towards something you deeply care about? In this video, I want to show you how to transform jealousy from a source of pain into insight, healing, and real personal empowerment. My name is Dr. Hannah, and I'm a psychologist who focuses on emotional regulation and practical mental health skills. And today, we're going to break jealousy down in a way that's compassionate, grounded, and actionable, not judgmental, not fluffy, and not about positive thinking. Let's get into it. Let's start with a common experience. Have you ever seen someone walk into a room and instantly command attention? Maybe they're confident, attractive, charismatic, or socially effortless. Instead of simply admiring them, a thought pops up. "I'll never be like that. Why can't I look that good? Everyone likes them more than me." That reaction is jealousy. And most of us don't respond to jealousy very well. We usually go in one of two directions. The first is self-shaming. Why am I so insecure? What's wrong with me for thinking this way? The second is other blaming. They're probably fake. They just got lucky. They're not even that impressive. Both of these reactions are defense mechanisms. They protect us from vulnerability. Because underneath jealousy is a much more tender experience. Feeling not good enough. Feeling unseen. Feeling unlovable. Feeling unsafe or powerless. Jealousy hurts because it touches something that matters. And that's the key idea here. Jealousy isn't just a bad feeling. It's information. It's an emotional signal pointing toward an unmet need, a desire, or a value that hasn't been honored yet. When we stop judging jealousy and start listening to it, it becomes one of our most useful teachers. Think of jealousy like an arrow. It doesn't exist to punish you. It exists to point. It points to what you value, what you long for, where you feel insecure, where you want to grow. But if we immediately label jealousy as toxic or bad, we never get the message. So the first step is simple, but powerful. Pause and name what's happening. You might say to yourself, "This is jealousy, this is comparison, this feels uncomfortable, but it's trying to show me something." Naming the emotion creates space between you and the feeling. You're not jealous. You're experiencing jealousy. That distinction matters. Once you've paused and named the emotion, the next step is curiosity. Ask yourself, what exactly am I reacting to here? Let me give you an example from my own life. Sometimes when I see someone who's very outgoing and socially confident, I notice how easily people respond to them. When they speak, people light up. Conversations seem effortless. Even disagreement feels playful. And I catch myself thinking, I wish I could be like that. I wish social situations felt that easy for me. At first glance, it looks like I'm jealous of their personality. But when I slow down and really look at it, that's not the whole truth. So here are 3 questions that help unpack jealousy. Question 1. What am I really jealous of? Not the surface thing, but the deeper quality. In my case, it wasn't popularity, it was confidence. Question 2. What do I believe they have that I don't? Again, not the obvious answer. I believe they felt free to be themselves, safe expressing opinions, comfortable taking up space. Question 3. What do I imagine I would feel if I had that? This is the most important question. When I imagined being more confident, I imagined feeling relaxed, secure, less self-critical, more at ease around others. And here's the insight. We're rarely jealous of the thing itself. We're jealous of the feeling we think comes with it. It's usually not the body, the relationship, the success, or the attention. It's the sense of safety, power, worth, freedom, or love we imagine that person feels. Let's look at a few common examples. I'm jealous of her body. I want to feel strong, healthy, or at home in my body. I'm jealous of their relationship. I long for emotional connection, security, and being chosen. I'm jealous of their success. I want to feel capable, competent, and proud of myself. When you frame jealousy this way, it stops being shameful. It becomes a mirror. It shows you what matters to you. And once you know that, you can work with it. Understanding jealousy is helpful, but insight alone doesn't change anything. So now we're going to talk about how to use jealousy as fuel for growth. There are 4 mental shifts that transform jealousy from something that drains you into something that strengthens you. Shift 1, from feelings to values. Here's a hard truth. You can't force a feeling. You can't just decide to feel confident. You can't command yourself to feel loved or worthy. But you can act on your values. Values are things like courage, honesty, self-respect, kindness, growth, integrity. Values are actionable. So instead of asking, how do I feel confident? You ask, what value would support confidence? In my case, I realized I didn't actually want to be extroverted. Extroversion is a trait, not a value. What I valued was courage and self-acceptance. That reframe changed everything. Because I didn't have to become someone else. I just had to live more fully in line with what mattered to me. Shift 2, from wishing to action. Once you identify the value, the next step is action. Small action. Consistent action. Confidence doesn't come from waiting until you feel ready. It comes from taking small risks before you feel ready. Think of it like hiking a mountain. You can stand at the bottom wishing you were at the top. Or you can focus on the next few steps in front of you. For me, acting on courage looked like sharing my opinion even when my voice shook, asking one meaningful question in conversations, letting myself take up space without apologizing. Those actions aligned with my values. Shift 3, from external validation to internal assurance. This is a big one. Many of us believe, if other people like me, I'll like myself. If others approve of me, I'll feel worthy. But external validation is a poor substitute for internal confidence. True assurance comes from knowing. You're living with integrity. You're acting in line with your values. You're showing up in ways you respect. Instead of wanting to be seen as confident, focus on being courageous. Instead of wanting to be seen as successful, focus on doing meaningful work. Jealousy fades when your self-worth stops depending on comparison. Shift 4, from scarcity to abundance. Finally, jealousy thrives in scarcity thinking. The belief that there's only so much love, only so much success, only so much admiration, but feelings are not limited resources. There's no cap on confidence, self-respect, meaning, growth. Someone else having something doesn't take it away from you. When you shift into abundance thinking, jealousy loosens its grip. You stop asking, why them and not me? And start asking, how can I build what I want from the inside out? Working with jealousy takes courage because it asks you to face the parts of yourself that feel inadequate without attacking them. But when you do this work, something powerful happens. You stop fighting yourself. You stop measuring your life against someone else's. You start aligning your actions with what truly matters to you, and that's where empowerment lives. So the next time jealousy shows up, don't push it away. Pause. Get curious. Listen. Your jealousy isn't trying to hurt you. It's trying to guide you. Thanks so much for watching. If this video helped you see jealousy or comparison in a new light, consider liking, subscribing, or sharing it with someone who might need this message. And remember, emotional regulation is a skill you can learn. You are not broken. You are learning. Take care of yourself. You're worth the effort.